Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for tuning in today. I've been looking forward to getting this done and going over this product. Right off the bat, I'd like to thank HUX Racing for being a sponsor of this and sending me this product. I've been looking forward to this for quite some time as I love simplicity. You guys know that I love something that's functional, something that's easy to use, something that's very basic, something that never wears out and you never have to worry about it again. Well, the HUX Racing hood prop kit is exactly that. It's exactly what you're looking for and exactly what I've been looking for all these years. Now today, this is what we'll be going over, the HUX Racing hood prop kit. Again, this is exactly what I've been looking for. I was going to go to a gas shock, but I decided that I really wanted to do something simplistic and out of the way, and this really gives me that. The two biggest benefits, in my opinion, for this product is number one, it'll never go bad. Unlike a gas shock, which over time will fail, will go bad on you, this never will. It is made out of 304 stainless and aluminum. Machined very nicely, very well done, and everything rolls real smoothly. Now I'll go over and install with you guys here today too, and go over that very in depth. But the other thing that's great with this is it allows more room. This tucks up and out of the way. Anyone that has a stock prop rod or that has a gas shock knows when you're trying to reach in the car, they tend to get in the way. You know that with an MR2, space is at a premium. When you're trying to work on your car, any extra space you can get to work on one of these cars is fantastic. This little guy right here will give you that space. So today, guys, I'm gonna go over, show you exactly how to install this and do it step by step. So guys, first and foremost, I want to go over with you what exactly comes in the box. What are you going to receive from HUX Racing? Well, you'll be getting this nice little HUX Racing decal. You'll be getting the HUX Racing actual prop kit, the actual metal sliding gear that goes with it. And then you'll get 4 hex screws that come in a little bag there. These are for the actual engine lid itself. Now, technically, 2 of them are all you need. The other 2 are just to keep it unified across the top, so it looks nice. It's a nice little feature that they do actually give you the 2 extra. Is it the biggest thing in the world? No, but it's nice to go the extra mile and give it to you. So just for the fact that now you have something that looks unified across the body, and it'll look very nice and very quality. So let's go ahead and take this piece here. Let's go ahead and start installing this on the car, and I'll show you guys exactly what you need to do to get this done. One other thing, guys, that I wanted to mention, to get this off, you're going to need 2 tools exactly, and that is it. You're going to need a 10mm ratchet here. Very simple. I use a 1/4 inch drive with a 10mm socket on it. And you're also going to need a 3.5 inch or a 3.5mm hex key head to install the new hex key bolts. Very simple. I just want to mention that so you guys know exactly what tools you need. 2 tools is all you're going to need to install this today, which makes this super, super simple. All right, guys, so the first thing we're going to do here is there's 2 nuts down here on the bottom side of this hinge. Now, these are just nuts, so once you get these off, there will still be 2 studs there. I recommend doing this first because this will keep this all in place and you'll be able to put this bottom bracket on first and foremost to make this much, much easier for you. So let's go ahead and remove these 2 bottom bolts here real quick using our 10mm. Which are coming off quite easily. Once you get to a certain point, I'm just going to finger loosen them from there. And there's your first one there, popped right off. All right, guys, and we're down to that last little bit there, and boom. Now we have both the bolts or both the nuts off now. What we need to do next is reattach the new bracket to it, and we're gonna keep these attached for right now, and I'm gonna show you why. Now, guys, before we go ahead and reinstall the new bracket or install the new bracket, we need to go ahead and unclip this and push this down out of the way. So you'll go ahead and press on the top of it. No tools are needed for this. This is quite soft, actually. The reason for this is we're going to be bolting this up, and this is slightly in the way. We might have to permanently move this out of the way, as when testing it here, it seems to bind up on it ever so slightly. It's not going to hurt anything, so we can just leave this up and out of the way for right now. So what we're going to go ahead and do now is bolt up the bottom bracket. So we're going to take this, one of my nuts here, leave it extended like so, guys. Leaving it out like this will make installing this much easier. So let's go ahead and slide this up under. Right there, as it's sitting on it perfectly. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do here first, guys, is put on the first little nut here and just thread it on. The reason for doing this is just to make it easy. I'm not going to fully tighten it up yet. I'm not going to tighten everything down until I get the bracket, all 4 bolts on. I'm going to show you why at the end of this video, or towards the end of this video. It should make it a little bit easier when lining things up. So for right now, I'm just going to loosely put these bolts on. I don't want to crank them on quite yet. Now next up, guys, now that I got the two bolts on the bottom, the two nuts on I should say, we're going to go ahead and remove these two 10 millimeters here at the top, and we're going to go ahead and install this with our new hex style screws. Now again, I left this a little loose, and as you guys can see here, when I go ahead and swing this up, if I would have left that there before, it would have bound up on it. I think if I move it up ever so slightly here, so if I move this back, I can have to undo this, but if I move this pinch point here back, maybe a ½ inch or a 3/4 of an inch or so, it'll give me that extra slack I need when pulling this up and down so it won't bind up against each other, and it'll slide down just fine. So let's go ahead and do that here. Let's go ahead and take these two 10 millimeters off. Got your first 10 millimeter. And now, guys, while I'm removing my second one here, you see that the hood is going to come loose. So I'm holding it up top here. It's a little bit out of the way, but my hand is actually holding the top of the hood here just ever so slightly, just so it doesn't come banging down. And it shouldn't either, but I'm going to go ahead and swing this up now. Line this up ever so slightly. Go ahead and thread this bolt up through. Like I said, I'm doing this 100% by myself too, guys. I wanted to show you guys this can be done. No help is needed for any of this. I'm going to go ahead and thread that in. It's going in quite easily. Boom. Go ahead and put the one on the bottom in. Now, guys, you're going to want to go ahead and grab your hex key head here. And now, I, for the sake of this video, I'm using this standard one. I do have a ratchet style, but I know most of you guys aren't going to have that, so I'm going to go ahead and use this handheld one that's quite normal for most people to have at their house. Go ahead and do that one. Again, I'm not cranking these down yet, guys. I'm just slightly tightening them up. I might be able to finger this one on a little bit. Yeah, I can go ahead and finger this one on, as I call it. All right, so now that's on there. I mean, the bottom's loose and the top's on there. Very simplistic, guys. You can see here. Very, very simple design, and it's locked right now. So I have it up. I'm going to show you guys once it's all done how it locks in and out. But now we've got the top on and we've got the bottom. Next up is going to crank everything down. To do so, what I'm going to start with is the bottom and then work up to the top. And then I'm going to show you installing the other two hex screw heads too on the other side. So guys, I'm going to start here at the bottom and tighten up these 10 millimeters here at the bottom here. If I can get the ratchet on here real quick. There we go. Tighten it up real quick. Since I finger tightened them there earlier, for the most part, it was already where it needed to be. Now, you guys don't need to over crank these either, you know. I'm just doing it by hand, using this little 1/4 inch. That first one's on. And let's get this back one here. Oops. All right, now back one's on. Done. So the bottom two 10 millimeters are on. Now I'm going to go ahead and crank up the top here with these hex screw heads. So take that, give it a nice little tug. Boom, and then this bottom one here. And there's a last little crank on it there. Get a little crank. Let's do the top just one more time just to make sure it's tight. Yeah, they're both nice and tight now. Now, what we can do next is remove the stock prop rod, and I'm going to move the camera here for this and show you guys what the stock prop rod looks like versus what this is. I'm going to remove the stock prop and show you guys how this works and how simplistic this really is. All right, guys, time for some perspective here. Over on the right side, we have the stock prop rod right here. And on the left side, we have the new HUX Racing engine prop kit, which is on here on the left. If you guys can tell just from this, look how tucked away the HUX Racing kit is versus what the prop here is. I'm going to pick up the camera, guys, for you real quick to give you a little bit better perspective. So if you look here, you guys can see how intrusive this can be. It's kind of in the way, especially if you're trying to say you get down here and you want to reach some of your piping or something. This little guy is here in your way. It doesn't seem like it is, but definitely when you're trying to reach over the car and get to certain things, it tends to, well, just be in a bad spot. Unlike the HUX Racing, which is nice and tucked away and on the proper side, because besides getting to that filter, which again, this won't get in your way, there's no reason to really get onto that side of the car. So it puts it in the proper mounting side and gets rid of all your issues. All right, guys, so the last part here is we're going to go ahead and remove these other two 10 millimeter bolts here and here and install the hex screws. What I recommend for this, though, unlike the other side, we're going to do this one by one. So we'll take this bolt out here, install a hex screw, and take this 10 millimeter out and put the hex screw in. The reason for this is it makes it so you don't ever have to touch the top of the hood or anything. You put the one in, put the other one in, and you don't have to hold anything or worry about the hood dropping down on you, and it makes it very simple. Let's start with the top one here. Let's go ahead and loosen this one up. Boom. Gonna get that last little bit by finger. Now let's go ahead and install the hex cap screw, or bolt I should say, not screw. Sorry guys. Again, see, this makes it much easier because I'm not worried about holding anything up. Just literally taking this, tightening it down. Take that, and I'm gonna actually crank this down ahead of time. Yep, it's plenty tight. Now let's go ahead and remove the bottom and repeat the same process. And crank that down, and we're good to go, guys. That was the last part of this entire setup. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. We now have the HUX kit installed in the car, and it looks perfect. Nice and clean, simplistic, in and out of the way. Again, the way this works is, all you have to do is this. Right now, the hood prop is up, and there's a little notch in the bottom. So you're gonna push up on the hood ever so slightly, press up, and once you do, it'll slide down and out of the way. Again, I'm gonna show you that again, guys. So here it is. I'm gonna take it, now it's in place, it's being held up. I'm gonna push up on the hood again, push up on the prop itself, and it slides down and out of the way. That is it, guys. Super, super, super simple. I love this product from HUX Racing. I can't thank them enough for sending me this. All right, guys, thank you very much for tuning in today. Hopefully this was helpful for you in installing the HUX Racing engine prop kit. I have everything linked down below to get you directly to HUX Racing and the engine prop kit itself. It's a very high quality piece. Eric HUX, who owns the company, has helped me along with this. I appreciate everything. So guys, if there's anything you need, and I mean anything, please hit up HUX Racing or hit up myself. I will try and walk you through it step by step if I can. Thank you guys very much, and I'll talk to you later. Peace!